One of my favorite ways to speed up my workflows in Sketch is to use Sketch plugins. The right plugins, especially if you use them in combination, can potentially save you like hundreds and hundreds of hours. And in this video, I'm going to show you my favorite Sketch plugins, which I've been using them for years, that can help you save so many hours. And by the way, if you're interested in free resources in order to learn UI UX design and speed up your design processes, feel free to click the link in the description because I have all sorts of resources which are going to be super helpful. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the video. Now I'm going to give you a demo of my favorite plugins, and these are actually plugins that can help you speed up your workflow a lot. So this is going to be one of the most important videos which I shot on Sketch. So the very first plugin is Craft. And by the way, each and every one of these plugins, you can simply go on Google and search for the name of the plugin followed by the name Sketch. You should be able to find them quite easily. So for example, if I go over here and I click and I type in Craft and Sketch, you're going to find this right away. The same is true for Fonteli and all of the other Sketch plugins. So as you can see, the very first one or the second one is going to be the results which you're looking for. So when it comes to Craft, this is actually a plugin by InVision, and it enables you to do a lot of things. And now we're just going to go through the overview since we have a lot to cover in this video. But the very first element about Craft is that you can essentially sign up and sync in your InVision account, and you can select the artboards and push them to InVision. Now, one of the things that I really want to focus on, and one of the elements which I use all of the time in Craft plugin, is the data feature. And this pretty much enables you to enter a lot of data in a very fast way. So I'm just going to duplicate this text a few times to show you a live demo. And as I have the custom and type selected and I click on emo, as you can see, I can create emos very fast. I can also generate random dates, headlines. As you can see, it's going to be quite a bit of text. I can also generate currencies of all different types. So there really is a lot that you can generate. And the cool thing is that you can also create your own personal data. So let's say here I just typed in some text that the user entered, and I'm actually going to change this to custom label, and I'm going to click on save. And now once I click on A, you can see that I repeated this text multiple times. So this is going to be really useful, especially when you're dealing with projects such as dashboards, websites, mobile apps, since chances are you're going to need some random data, and this is a very fast and efficient way to generate it without thinking about the random data essentially. Now, another cool thing about Sketchcraft is the fact that you can also generate random photos. So, and you can use this in a number of shapes, just using circles for this example, but also rectangles, or even stars potentially are going to work. As long as it's a vector shape, it's all good. So as you can see, I just clicked on each, and basically I have all sorts of different photos come up. Same for nature, and also for other ones, of course. Now you can also add an item. You can add the name of the item. You can select through one of these choices, and then similarly to what we discussed a moment ago, you're going to see different data being generated from that. So this is pretty much it. Another cool thing is that you can sync in Dropbox. So basically, if you have a Dropbox link, you can place it over here, and then basically fetch and extract the photos from the Dropbox link, and basically Craft is going to add the photos onto the shapes as it does with the other case scenarios. Now you can also go here on Unsplash, and again, very similarly, you can select through a number of categories and then place photos, and you're good to go. Now another cool thing is that you can directly go on the web. So for example, if I look for portrait, and by the way, you need to keep pressed command, and I'm going to show the keyboard viewer so that this is extremely clear what I'm doing. Whenever I'm selecting, I'm using the left click to select. I need to use command because otherwise it won't work. And basically I can just click and fetch some of these photos. Of course, you need to be aware that if you just go on Google, there's going to be copyright. You essentially need to check for the copyright and all that. But yeah, that's definitely something that you can consider doing. You can go on the web directly from here and leverage Craft in that way. Now, Craft enables you to do all sorts of other things, but for the very most part, I'd say that 95% of what I use, or even 99% of what I personally use Craft for, is for these data features, and also for importing and syncing a file with my InVision projects account. Now, the second plugin, which this is really a time saver, especially if you need to do big changes in the typography of a file, no matter how large or small it is Fonteli. Now, if you go under plugins, as you can see, I already installed it, and I can literally see all the fonts that's been used in this sketch file. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to click on find and replace, since this is essentially going to do the same thing, but also enable us to change all of the fonts. So as you can see in this sketch file, we're using these fonts right here. There's different fonts, there's Lato, there's also Open Sans. So for example, if I want to only use Open Sans in each and every one of the layers of this font, of this file, I can simply select it and paste it right here. And I'm gonna do the same for Open Sans semi-bold, substitute it with Lato bold. I'm going to click on replace, and as you can see now, all of the fonts in the sketch file are now only Open Sans. So this is really useful if you want to make big changes in a small amount of time when it comes to changing the fonts. So for example, if you download a UI kit and you just don't like the font that's being used, maybe this UI kit is 100 pages. With Fonteli, you can change them pretty much in a matter of seconds. So big time saver. Now another one which I use all the time is Rename It. And if you go over here on the fonts, on the plugins, you can basically see it right here. I always use the shortcut Shift plus Command plus W in order to access Rename It. But the way it works is essentially, if I just select all of these elements right here, and I use Rename It, and I can basically change the layer name to a layer name that I prefer. So for example, let's say that we want to rename all of these to labels. You can simply enter the name labels, rename, and as you can see, all of these are just called labels now. Now let's say that we want to order them with a number sequence ascendance. We can simply click here, or descendants, we can click here, and we can click rename, and as you can see, now they're all tidy in a number sequence. Now you can also create combos. So let's say I want a number sequence ascendance, but also add a name, such as label, and as you can see, we have label 1, label 2, label 3, and so on. So really useful plugin, Rename It. And now let's go to the very next one, which is called Select Similar Layers. Now, the way the Select Similar Layers works is essentially you select a layer first, such as this one, and you basically go over here. You have a menu to choose from, so you can choose similar layer based on the fill color, the border color, the font and color, so and all of these other elements. The one which I use a lot of the time is name, class, and font. So, but you know, you can basically select any one of these and it will work. So let's say that we want to select the same fonts. So as you can see, we have the same fonts with the same properties selected, and this took a matter of seconds. In this case, it was easy, but let's say that we want to select all of these same fonts in a more complex file, such as this one right here. So let's go over here. Let's select font. Now, as you can see, I selected a lot of fonts in a matter of a couple seconds. So this can really be useful in order to make big changes in a fast way, especially if you don't have layers, styles selected in your sketch file. So the very next plugin is Sharpen Images, and as you can see on the very bottom, we have this image right here. It's already pretty sharp, but let's say we want to just bring it to the next level in terms of sharpness, and we can go over here, Sharpen Image, and we can either select one of these presets, which is Sharpen Light, Medium, or Hard, or we can create some custom values. Now I'm going to go Sharpen Hard, and I don't know if you can see it, it's barely visible, but essentially this is going to make the sharpness of the image harder. So quick interesting plugin. And the very next plugin is called Sketch Cleaner. And Sketch Cleaner, basically what it does is it enables you to create different to clean up a file in a very fast and efficient way. So let's say that, for example, we have a few rectangles right here, and I'm just going to duplicate them just a few times, and I'm going to just rename them with whatever number of sequences. So let's go ahead here and let's pick up Sketch Cleaner, and as you can see, you can basically sort layers based on their Y position or their X position, and these are the options which I use pretty much all of the times. There's also some other options, such as select all bitmap layers or all hidden layers. Also, you can rename all sorts of different type of layers. But what I use Sketch Cleaner for the most often is to sort layers based on their X or Y axis. So let's say that I selected these elements right here. I go on Sketch Cleaner and I sort layer based on their X position. You can see that they're all now sorted by their X position. So 13, which is this one here, is going to be the first one. Then we have 12, then we have 4. And what I like to do is to pretty much use Sketch Cleaner in combination with rename selected layers. So I can simply go over here, number, sequence, sentence, and then I have 1, 2, and 3. And basically this is going to enable us to do a lot of cleaning up in a fast and efficient way. Now I can also go here, sort them based on their Y position, but again, number of sequence ascendance. So I have 1, 2, and 3. So this is going to be quite useful, especially if you're doing a lot of cleaning up, which chances are you're gonna do in your design career, since you're going to deal with many sketch files and a lot of projects. And yeah, Sketch Cleaner is definitely going to be almost like a cheat software, and all sorts of these plugins, like if you use them well, it's almost like using a cheat sheet while you're working on your sketch file. So definitely something which is really useful, especially if you're a freelancer and you're working by the hour. You can definitely save a lot of time using this. Now the last plugin which I want to cover is this one right here, which is Symbol Organizer, and again, very useful plugin in order to basically organize symbols. So as you can see right here, I have this symbols page with symbols that are all over the place, and I purposely just made them like this. And the reason being is that I want to show you the power of a symbol organizer. Now, if you go under plugins and we select the symbol organizer and we select first configure symbol organizer, you're gonna see this menu. For the most part, I wouldn't worry too much about these settings. The only thing that I would suggest you to consider is if you want the symbols being organized horizontally or vertically, the spacing between one set of symbols and the other. And this is basically going to be the horizontal space and the vertical space. So for now, we're going to simply select vertical, and we're going to click on organize. As you can see, that's quite a bit of work that have been done in a matter of a few seconds. So basically it's going to organize it based on the first naming convention, and you're also going to have a neat label on the left, and especially if you're dealing with a lot of symbols and very complex files, this is going to save you like so many hours. It's not even funny. And let's go ahead and use Command Z, and we're gonna do we're basically going to configure it horizontally, so you can see how that works as well. So just check horizontal, organize, and as you can see, now the symbols are organized horizontally. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Again, guys, if you use these plugins in especially like in conjunction with one another, you can save so many hours. It's you're literally going to feel like a ninja using Sketch. And if you start using like shortcuts as well, your workflow is going to speed up so much that yeah, it's definitely going to be worth the initial learning curve and just the initial practice which might require in order to really become very familiar with all of these plugins. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.